What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Today was my first day at Michael's, and it was a good day. I was stocking stuff and reorganizing them, and they have a nice little Day of the Dead section. And it's so funny because I didn't know what that Mexican holiday was called until today, and I did some research, and it's a holiday where Mexicans and other Latin Americans celebrate their relatives passing away. They have a union with them where they have them over for food, and they celebrate the deceased, and they paint sugar skulls on their faces. And I'm just painting a sugar skull right now. I always thought it was a really cool holiday. It takes place 2 days, November 1st and November 2nd. And, the Day of the Dead is really cool. For me personally, I can't wait to celebrate this year. My grandpa showed up in that monkey and talked to me for about 7 days. I felt like he had an agenda with me, so I just casted him out, but I felt like I had an impression that he possessed that monkey while he was alive and spent a long time making that monkey, and it just showed up outside near the dumpster of my apartment, and I was like, man, I can't let anybody throw that away. So I brought it inside. I cleaned it up, gave it a shampoo bath, and sprayed it down. And, I felt like that thing was torture. I felt like, that thing needed to be free. So I just cut off a piece of his fur, and I touched it with my magic finger that the government gave me. See that little ring around my finger? The government sent me that because I found some really dark porn on the internet and on YouTube actually, and it just brings things to life. And I cut off a piece of his fur, I touched it, and I flushed some down the toilet, let him become a fish. I put some outside with the air, let him feel the air, so he's eternal, and he's with, his soul is just everywhere right now. So, I just felt like my grandpa never got to meet me. The only time I saw my grandfather was at his funeral. And, my grandpa spilled dinner. I'm a spilled dinner. It's kind of scary, it's kind of creepy. But I spilled dinner blood. Don't tell anybody. I think the spilled dinners don't want anybody to know. But, it's just, it's a royal line, but it's also a dying breed. It's a dying name, and there's a small group of spilled dinners that get together and stuff. And I just kind of think it's kind of weird how I was never really involved in any of my family's activities. I just kind of find it insulting how every bit of my family kind of disowned me except for my grandma grandma's side. Because I never knew my biological father either. My biological grandfather did not disown me, but he kind of ended up in the mental hospital. But, you know, his close relatives didn't really invest. But they treated me like royalty at the funeral because they let me carry the casket. And they want me to get involved in their life. And hey, if they ever watch this, like, hey, please reach out to me. Like, I want to get to know the spirit. I want to get to know the Spieldunner side before I pass on. And I was just afraid to get invested in the family after the funeral. I was afraid to reach out. You know, I got a few phone numbers, but I lost them. So, you know, I just kind of feel like, you know, Spieldunner family has a Spieldunner out here who really kind of feels kind of like I'm not a Spieldunner, I'm a Swanson, but you know, it's not Spieldunner's on my mom's side, but a Spieldunner blood, and you know, I'm just kind of curious. Like, I want to know more about my last names that are attached to my blood, and you know, where did I come from? You know, where did I come from? I was wondering my whole life, where did I come from? I don't know if you can relate in some way, facet, shape, or form, but I feel like we can all relate to that in some kind of way. I want you to feel special too. I want you to think, how do you not know where you came from? And how can you find out where you came from? Because, you know, maybe you want to know something else, like, about yourself that you just don't know. You just don't know some stuff about. We all don't know everything about ourselves. We all can know more about ourselves. How can I get to know more about myself? Maybe you want to study yourself in your sleep. I don't know. But I just encourage you today, get to know a little more about yourself, you know? So, thank you for tuning in.